So we're going to talk about how to find your people, where to find your people, how to connect with them, how to get them to buy, because really that's what it's all about, right? Making money in business. I did want to ask if you feel up for it. I would love for you to share where you are in your business right now. Because like I said, it's been maybe a few months since we've connected, or maybe this is your first time in my world, but I would love to just know where everybody is in their business journey. Just like a little bit of a background, or anything, if you want to like share a success or share something that you might be struggling with, feel free to put it in the comments, and I would love to just maybe talk through some of those. But if you don't know me, I'm Erica Gregory. I am a business coach and mentor. I am a six-figure earning business coach and mentor. So last year I hit the $100,000 mark. So let's celebrate that, because I say that because I want you to know how possible it is for all of us. I'm very normal. I have trials and tribulations just like all of you. I have two little kids. I'm married to David, and I live in Charlottesville. So that's a little bit about me. I used to own a digital marketing agency where hi Connie, where I helped small business owners build their social media marketing platforms, along with some email marketing and other digital marketing. And so from there, I pivoted into this business coaching world, because there is so much that business owners don't know about the digital marketing aspects of business. And so I did this to help women primarily understand how they can structure their business, how they can use their digital platforms, and all of these things to build a business. Okay, so I've been doing that now for almost a year, and I'm obsessed with the work. I work with people one-on-one. I do programs. I have a membership. All of these things. So that's kind of a little bit of where I am in my world, my business. So welcome to the first free training Wednesday of the year. Christy says she's just launching in the first year. She has 10 clients currently and projecting to have a big year this year. Yes, you are. Cheers to you, Christy. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so since you all, hopefully the people watching, were interested in learning more about where to find your people online, I'm assuming that you are either new in business and you're building up your community, or you're attempting to and maybe you've fallen short. Maybe you've found people that are attracted to your content, or attracted to your brand, or you're attracted to your offers, but they're not in a place to pay for them yet, because that's totally happens, right? We're like, we find a lead and we're like, oh my gosh, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I'm not prepared to pay, especially if we have like higher level offers, or something a little bit more expensive, on the expensive side. We tend to tell ourselves, well, if it's more expensive, then it's harder to find people to buy. These may be some of the pain points that you're feeling. Maybe you just hear crickets. Maybe you've been like, okay, I've been doing this thing, I've been showing up, and nobody is buying, nobody is even engaging, maybe nobody is even like on my email list. I'm just frustrated. Don't worry, I'm here to help. Okay, so I have some very like traditional but also non-traditional things that you can start implementing today to help you grow that community, and then ultimately turn that community into sales. Okay, because we love community. That's what we all should be doing, is growing community online. But if they're not turning into sales, if we're not converting, then we're not in business. We're not doing business. Okay, so we want to make money. And that's the first thing I want to touch on here, is no matter what, I want you to feel okay and comfortable and like deserving and worthy of the idea of making money. Okay, I want to normalize that, because it's totally like, just because somebody makes money doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. There's more than enough for all of us to be completely abundant, fulfilled, living the lifestyles that we desire. And what I've found more often than not is that it's our beliefs and our mindset that gets in the way of that, not anything else. The lights are motion detected in here, so they went off. I'm sitting by a window, so hopefully this is fine. Like I said, not ideal. But I want you to know that making money is not only okay, but it's like totally okay and like what you should be aiming for. So at the end of the day, if you're building a community, that's great. But if you're building a community and they're not buying anything, then what can we change? What do we need to do to make that community turn into money? And remember, that's okay. If you're not making a living doing what you love, then you're not truly like then you're not doing a service to anybody. You have a passion, you have a reason and a divine purpose to be here, and without sharing that and making money from that, we aren't actually living into that divine purpose. And so we need to be able to accept that and be comfortable with that and be really okay with the idea of making a ton of money. Okay, but first I wanted to preface everything with that. Okay, so if you are in the beginning stages of your business, maybe this is just a hunch. Maybe you have, April says no clients. That's okay. All right, good to know. Maybe you are relying a lot on your online presence to attract people. Is this you? Okay. Are you the person who is posting all the time on Instagram, on Facebook? Are you constantly just posting things willy-nilly just to post, but not getting any engagement, not getting any DMs, nobody is talking to you, nobody's asking questions about your offers? If this is you, just give me a little emoji in the comment box. Just if this is you, if you feel like I am showing up online, like I'm doing these lives and nobody's watching, I am posting on Instagram and nobody's liking them, I'm doing all the things that all these experts are saying to do and nobody's here. If this is you, let me know, because I feel like this message has been told all over again. Okay, so I'm seeing the emojis come in. I'm like, I get it. Okay, the experts out there are telling you, go to social media. Okay, go to social media. Social media is a tool, and it should absolutely be part of your strategy. 100%, you should be showing up on social media. Okay, but if you are a new business, showing up on social media is not even half of, you're not even doing half of the job. Okay, so let me explain. And maybe you've heard me say this metaphor before, but it's something that really helps you understand the full picture here. So if you are, let's say your business, you're a new business. So let's say, hi, Ellen. No worries. You don't have to apologize for being late. We're just getting started here. Okay, so if you are a new business, think of yourself as like building a house. Okay, you're building a house, and your house is on this street. Okay, it's a one-way street. It's off a busy street. So you're turning in, and this one-way street, and the way that they've built these houses on the street is like closer to the main road were the first ones, and then the second ones, and then the third ones, and then, okay, so you got there really late. Okay, and I'm not saying your business is late. This is just for the metaphor. Your house ends up getting built all the way in the back of the road. No one ever travels to the back of the road unless, well, they don't, because their house is before yours. Okay, so the only people that go to the back of the road that even know that house even exists is you. Okay, so think of yourself as maybe you go out on your front porch every day and you're waving, and nobody's waving back. Well, because they don't know you have built a house there. Okay, they don't know your business exists. So what you need to do is go out, bake some cookies, and start knocking on the doors of your neighbors and say, hey, you know me? I'm back here. I got the party house, okay? I got a big pool and a huge backyard because I have the private cul-de-sac in the back, and it's the best one. But I'm going to tell you all about it, right? Are you telling people about it? Or are you just waving? Hi, I add value to your life. I have this offer. Or are you going out and baking the cookies and knocking on the door? Be honest with yourself, okay? Because you can have as much great content, you can bake the cookies. But if you're not knocking on the door and telling people that you have cookies and you have a great house with a pool in the back, they're not gonna know you're there. I've said this before. I have been in business now for 3 years. For the first 2 full years of my business, I made $0 because I was posting online or because I had a website. Okay. And this could be completely different for other business owners. Okay. Maybe they're really like they've built something really quickly on Instagram and they're growing and it's been overnight, like great. And so they share their story and they share their story and they share their success and they say, hey, Instagram's great. All you need to do is show up on Instagram. I call up their bluff because you need to bake cookies. Yes, Connie. You need to bake cookies and you need to go tell people about your awesome cookies, okay? So with the first 2 years of my business, I made no money because I showed up online. That doesn't mean I didn't show up. It means that in the meantime, I was posting and giving great content and showing up on stories and engaging with other people, but I was also going out and telling people about what I was doing. Okay? I was telling everybody. I mean everybody. The grocery store cashier. I told everybody. I emailed every person in my old office. There were 40 of them. I emailed every single one of them and said, hey, I have a digital marketing agency now. Think of me. Think of me if you need anything. And you know what happened? They did. And they told people. And people came to me and started paying me for my services. Okay? So you want to know, how do I find these people online? Well, I'm telling you, they're there. But in the meantime, what are you doing to get the word out? Because if you're just going to post on Instagram and wait for people to come to your door, they're not going to, because they're going to pull in their driveway long before they even reach your house. Okay? So next time you post on Instagram, start thinking about that. Okay, I have this awesome piece of content, and I remember having this conversation in my DMs with Shelly a couple of weeks ago, and I think she would really benefit from this piece of content that I'm posting right now. So I'm going to DM her this content, this post that I just came up with, and let her know, hey, I was thinking of you when I created this piece of content. Hope it hits. Right? Do that. Then go out to a networking event. Sit in on live seminars, things like that, and share what you're doing. Tell people. I used to go, this was before COVID, but hopefully like the world comes back to normal and networking events come back. But I used to go to this networking event every month. It was a Tuesday morning. I knew no one there, but each session, somebody pitched their business, okay? And every time they opened it up for Q&A, every time, I would raise my hand and I would say, hey, I'm Erica Gregory. I own Scout Creative Agency. I'm a digital marketing agency, so I help businesses grow their social media online. I really enjoyed your pitch right now. And then I would ask the question, but I would introduce myself and tell people who I was, why I was there, and how I could help them in front of other entrepreneurs, in front of other business owners who are my ideal client. Okay? So what are you doing to get in front of the people that you want to be in front of? Because if you're just posting online, if you're just posting on Instagram and being like, nobody's liking it, I'm sorry, but you're only doing probably 20% of the job. All right? You should be going out, emailing people, talking to people, networking people, giving people your physical business card everywhere you go. And I don't want to tell my friends, I don't want to tell my husband, then you're not in business. This is your business. Start treating it that way. And that's not me being mean. That's me giving you the push that you need to know. You have to get over the embarrassment or the judgment of, what, Erica's starting a business? Who does she think she is? Nobody's thinking of that. You're thinking of that. Nobody else is. Okay? And I had that at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, so-and-so from high school is totally going to judge me for doing this. I don't care what so-and-so from high school is talking about me now, because I did it and I'm successful. So stop caring about so-and-so from high school. and start caring about your business. So tell everybody. Tell your mother-in-law. I'm literally telling you, tell everybody, okay? That is the number one piece of advice that I can give you. Networking is not talked about enough because now we have these things called social media where people think that this is enough. You just have to be on social media and you'll make money. It's not enough. It's not enough. There are billions of people on social media. You and your posts are getting buried because of the algorithm. No longer are the days where we can just post and everybody sees it. It doesn't work like that. So you have to go out and tell people. I've been holding back telling people, well, Kathy, get out there, girl. Get out there and tell people. Because the thing is that our natural network, our warm network of people are going to be our biggest advocates. All of my business from the first 2 years of my business came from word of mouth. And I was making $65,000, $70,000 those first 2 years. Okay, so it wasn't just piddling in, it was an income. Because people were, because I was telling them and they were telling other people. We're gonna talk about imposter syndrome, so. All right, so networking, number one piece of advice. If you take anything away from today's training, please remember, Instagram is not enough. This coming from the former social media manager, okay? All right. Let me get recentered because I got really worked up with that metaphor. All right, so I want you to now think about what is the message. I got the fire lit. Thanks, Erica. You go. Connie, you're awesome. Okay, so what is the message? This is the second part of this. So what is the message that you're putting out there? I want you to get really clear on this. So often we're taught, I have the wrong people in my network. My family, friends, and coworkers kind of laugh when I say I'm starting a business. Need new people, obviously. Okay, so let me just talk about this really quick. So you bring up a really good point, Angela. This is such a common thing with entrepreneurs is that we have this existing network of people that may or may not be supportive, okay? What you need to do, and I tell this to my one-on-one clients all the time, is protect your energy, okay? Sometimes it's from like your closest people, like your husband, my mom. Not my mom anymore, but my mom at the beginning was like, you know, if I asked my dad right now, like, Dad, what do I do? He would have no clue. Just protect your energy from the naysayers because you and you alone know that there's a divine purpose, like I said, of why you're here and what you're supposed to do. And you're supposed to follow that intuition and not let the judgment of outsiders affect you. That doesn't mean that you can't have relationships with these people, but it's a very common thing in entrepreneurship. And when you grow as a human being, that you're going to kind of outgrow relationships. You're going to outgrow relationships in a matter of like I can't talk to my husband about entrepreneurship, not because he doesn't love me and doesn't support me, but because I'm in my headspace is totally different than his. Okay, he's in school right now to go back to school for cybersecurity. That's where his headspace is. So I can like talk to him and vent and like tell him successes, but when it comes to like brainstorming and like idea generation and like even on my like I'm struggling with this, like I don't go to him. That's why I have a mentor myself. That's why I have a one-on-one coach. That's why I have, you know, I've built communities around entrepreneurship because it can be really lonely and frustrating. So tell people, tell your friends and people, but if they're not supportive, don't think like, you don't have to prove yourself to them, okay? Okay, so Jennifer, we've talked about this, that your new business doesn't have anything to do with your current career. People are skeptical. Haven't seen anything come from people I know in real life, so I don't know who else to network through. This is where you need to go find other entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are going to be your biggest supporters because they're entrepreneurs yourself. They want to see you succeed because they know what it takes to be an entrepreneur, to be a business owner. Okay, bye Sheila. So I want you to go find communities of these people, okay? In your town, online. If you're looking for a community of entrepreneurs, I have the Open for Business membership. I know, Jennifer, you're a part of that. So we talk about these things. I'm there for you for support. Find a mentor, a one-on-one mentor, so that you can talk to people and network through that. They also, through those relationships, they will kind of spread your name along. Your old, just talk. When I say people, like, your natural network is very broad. It's not just your work colleagues and your friends, but it can be, there are networking events, the Chamber of Commerce, that kind of thing. Start talking, start telling people. If you have a physical product, can you sell it at a farmer's market? Those types of things. Just start thinking of different ways to connect within your community, because the word will spread. I promise. All right, so let's go back to this idea of aligning with your message. So often you hear people talking in business worlds about finding your ideal client and defining your ideal client and your avatar and your all these words of who is it, and let's define it. I have done a lot of thinking over the last year about that teaching model in general. And I think it's completely backwards, okay? What we need to do is stop thinking about what our ideal client is and start thinking about ourselves, the message that we put out there, and how aligned we are with it, okay? So instead of going out and saying, okay, I want the 35-year-old mom of 3 who is overwhelmed and blah, 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 she's gonna find you if she wants to, okay? I truly believe this. I have literally had people show up out of the woodwork and just say, I loved your Instagram post. I totally align with that. And it's because I'm talking from my heart, from my gut, from my brain, from me. Everything that I put out there is completely aligned with myself, my emotions, my business. I'm very, very, very clear about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and the things I value. So if you are not clear on those things, what you do, why you do it, and what your values are, you are going to struggle in finding your people, okay? Because we're not worried about our ideal client. Our ideal client will find us when we are aligned with our message. Believe me, it's true, okay? If you need the proof, I'm the proof of this, okay? I've never DM'd somebody and sold something to them if I haven't already had some kind of relationship with them. If they ask me, I'll give them information about it. But usually it's all about relationships. If you know me, that's what I preach. It's relationships building, okay? Relationship building. So what I want, and I've worked through this with one of my one-on-one clients, okay? So she was taught through other businesses that messaging in quantities is exactly what you should be doing. So just DM. So at the beginning, when we were first working together, she was saying, okay, my goal is to DM 10 people every day, okay? And here's the thing, is she was DMing her ideal client and nothing was happening. People were not answering her because this is not how we do business. So I said, okay, all right, let's change this up. I want you to give me a list of the things that you love doing in your business, okay? Get really clear on it. What do you like doing? And I'm like, you're a beautiful writer. You write the most amazing captions, okay? What if you just did that and you just didn't DM? What if you just wrote your captions from the heart, got really aligned with it, really thoughtful, really intentional about your message? Within a few weeks, she had 4 people reaching out. She signed 2 of them into she sold 2 people an offer, okay? And in the meantime, these 4 people gave her validation that wow, what you're doing, it's really talking to me, okay? So I want you to stop focusing about who is out there. It doesn't matter, because the people that have come to me because I'm aligned with my message and the things that I, talk about have surprised me, okay? They're not the 35-year-old mom of 2. They're not me. Sometimes they're older women. Sometimes they're women who are, they have no children. Maybe they're fresh out of high school or fresh out of college and they're like, I don't want to, go into the corporate world. I want to be an entrepreneur. Sometimes they're men. Okay? So my ideal client is the person that aligns with my message. Nothing else. And that makes it so much easier for you, believe me, because you don't have to worry about what they're doing. You only have to worry about what you are doing and how you feel and how you're aligned with things. So you're in complete control of it. Okay? So how does that feel when I talk about this? When I talk about are you clear on why you're in business? Are you clear on the values of your business? Are you clear on the pillars of your brand? If you've been in my world, I've talked about brand pillars. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you're just like, I'm very unclear. Like, I have this idea, but it keeps waffling. I don't know. Okay? I want you to do that work, because as soon as you get clear, the message gets clear, and then it will come to you so easily. Okay? And you'll be like, wow, I want to post to Instagram because I know exactly what I'm going to say. And then when it all comes from that same aligned energy, that's when your people show up. That's when people say, holy crap, that spoke to me. I know you've done it on the other end of it, right? You've seen somebody's post and be like, wow, she gets it. She gets what I'm going through. I've felt that. So be that person. Be the person to put that content out, okay? So if you are utilizing that messaging, get really clear on it. Get really clear on it, okay? All right, so maybe another situation you're in where you're getting people to show up, people are talking, they're engaging, but then you talk to them, you give them an offer, and they no go. They don't want to pay, there's no money being exchanged, okay? I was talking to one of my one-on-one clients about this morning, okay? It's like, there is, I keep getting discovery calls. They keep showing up. They keep asking questions, but they don't want to commit. They don't want to pay, okay? So, the first thing I want to ask you about this is your price too low? Yes, too low. Because people are not going to invest in something if they find that it's not valuable enough. So if you are a coach and you are giving one-on-one sessions and you're charging $100 a month, you are undervaluing not only yourself, but you're undervaluing your client. You don't want the person to be like, okay, $100 for one-on-one coaching, good. They're not going to take it seriously. It's the whole idea of the Lululemon leggings versus the Old Navy ones. This is another common metaphor I talk about. People pay $100, $100+ for the Lululemon leggings, and they're like the same thing as the Old Navy ones, okay? Because they're Lululemon. Because there's value behind it. Because it signals something to people. They're Lululemon, okay? I mean, they are better, but you get my point. You could also go to Old Navy and buy a very similar pair of leggings for $20, $25, and not expect much from them. But you could you could invest in something and really take care of it and clean it the way that the tag says to clean it, because you cherish it. It's the same thing with your whatever your service is. Do you want to work with somebody that's going to invest $100 and just kind of not show up and keep canceling on you and not do the work and maybe be really like, I don't find value in this, like question what you're doing, all of these things, be really like hard, difficult client to work with? Or do you want to work with the person who's going to invest $1,000, who's going to take it seriously, who's going to do the work, who finds value, who shows up, who will spread your name to her friends because she does the work, because she shows up? So start putting value in your pricing. That's the first thing. When it comes to money, if nobody is buying, you may have a price that is too low. Number 2, I want you to sit and think about your beliefs around money, okay? So if you are a coach, I keep saying a coach because it's easy for me to relate to because I'm a coach. But if you're a coach and you don't have a coach, or if you have a coach that is free, or you spend a couple $100 on, but your pricing is more than that, why would you expect to attract people to you if you're not doing that? So what I'm saying is your beliefs around money are your clients going to become the people who are attracted to you, your clients' beliefs around money. Okay, so if you want to attract the client that pays on time, doesn't question the price, shows up, does the work, then you need to be the person who pays on time, doesn't question the price, shows up, does the work, all of that. Okay, so when my coach, so I had 6 months with her at a certain rate, and then she increased her pricing, and I wanted to work with her for another 6 months, and she came to me and she said, I'm raising the price. I'm going to give you this middle of the road price, so it's going to be increasing from your previous rate, but not the new rate. It's going to be kind of in the middle of the road, where split the difference kind of thing. And that's where I'm at. I immediately said, okay, I'm fine with that, because I want to find the people who are saying, I'll pay it, no questions asked. I want to have clients who come to me and say, I don't care what your price is, I want to work with you. So are you acting and behaving in that way as a client or as a customer? Or do you go in and look for a bargain? Do you go in and, when you pay your bills or you pay your whatever, do you, kind of hem and haw and like curse a little bit, like, holy crap, this is so, every time, you're on a payment plan for something, and every time that $200 comes out, you're like, shit, another $200. Like, are you feeling that around money? Because then you are not going to make money. Okay, our relationship with money is one of the most important things as entrepreneurs. Okay, so I want you to get started into a place of realizing how you react with money. Okay, are you not investing in yourself and in your business because why? Like, you're not taking it seriously? Like, you're scared, you don't have the money, what is it? Do you have the money, but you're not, oh, well, this is just kind of a side hustle? Or are you like, no, 2022 is my freaking year. I don't care. I'm going to invest the time, the energy, and the money to make this work. The second you do that, watch the people show up. Okay? What if you started believing every time you make an investment in yourself, that money comes back to you plus some? I'll tell you what, I started doing this money work last summer, and I started telling myself that story instead of, holy crap, what am I doing? I'm spending all this money on myself. As soon as I started saying, every time I invest in myself, money comes back to me and then some, the money came back to me and then some. Okay? So start realizing how you're reacting when it comes to spending money on yourself in business. Because if you're not spending money on yourself in business and you're not investing in yourself in business, no one's going to invest in you. That's where we're at. Okay? You get, like attracts like, you get what you give. Okay? So, so be the client. Be the client. Be the person you want to attract with money. All right? Here's the other thing. If you are being successful in whatever way, okay, maybe you haven't made money yet, maybe you haven't, whatever, but you are doing the thing. You have a business. You filed for your LLC. You joined a membership. You hired a coach. Any of those things, share that. Share your success, because you are inspiring people beyond your belief, okay? That's why people share their money, their income. That's why people go out there and share, this is how much money I've made, or wow, thank you so much for following me. I'm finally at 1,000 followers. It's because it makes it feel possible for other people. And when you make it feel possible for other people, that's when people are going to start showing up and saying, how did you do that? Tell me. And then you can charge them to get that money. I'm doing the thing and making a little more money, but I would like to make more. Well, let's get you there, Becca. Let's get you there. I want you to make more. I want you to make a shit ton more. And excuse my language, but I do. Okay, another thing that I want you to really focus on is giving away value for free. Okay, so often we like protect all of these things and like we're like, well, somebody might steal my idea. I guarantee you that your idea has already been thought about. Okay, your idea has already been thought about. So share. Add value to people. Give. Because if you're giving for free, the thought in everybody's head is, if she's doing this for free, what can I get with her one-on-one? Or what can I get if I pay? What's behind that paywall? So if you're not giving away content, whether it be really good quality content in your Instagram feed, in your emails, in your stories, wherever you're creating content, if you're not giving, you're not doing it right, okay? Because 70% of your content online should be adding value. And that goes when you're knocking on doors too. So if you're knocking on doors and they're like, hey, like, I don't know about this Instagram thing, share with them your knowledge, okay? If you're like a fitness coach, I don't know, this fad diet, like, no, let me tell you my story. Okay, this is why it's really good, and give them the value that they're asking for, all right? I really can't overstate this enough. Giving away content, giving away value is the number one way to convert people into buying something. So you need to think truly, every time you post something, what am I adding? What kind of value is this adding to my people out there? And how, then at the end of it, what kind of call to action are you giving them? How are you activating them from that content? If you're just giving it to them, but you're not saying like, DM me if you want more of this, or have you, ask a question, have you ever had this experience? Then you're not doing all of the job. You have to make them take action. So share the value and then give them something to do from that value. Another way to find your people is to engage with other people in your industry that are a little bit bigger than you, that are a little bit more established than you. So start talking to people in their comments, start talking to people over on their page, because if you're doing the same thing or similar things, their customers are your customers. So share, engage, talk to people over there, because that will bring people back over to your page to see what it's all about, okay? Collaboration. Cannot talk about this enough. I want you to find somebody this week. This is like your action item. I want you to find somebody this week to collaborate with. That means go live with them. It means do a podcast with them. You can now do the thing on Instagram where you tag somebody and it shows up in their feed. Like, do something, collaborate somehow. Giving away value. That's a great way to collaborate with someone. But I want you to do this because their audience is completely untapped for you, and likewise for them. So you're both like benefiting from this. I want you to collaborate, talk with somebody, get in front of their audience, share your wisdom, share your knowledge, share your products, share your services, and let them make the decision to come follow you or come message you and see what things are all about. The other thing I want to say about Instagram and social media in general is that the people that are most likely to work with you are not the people who are engaging with you on everything, okay? This is a myth. The people that are most likely to work with you are the people who are just silently watching. They're just silently watching and taking it in, and then you're going to put an offer out and they're going to be like, yep, this is the one for me. So just because you're not getting the engagement or you're not getting the questions, you're not getting the DMs, doesn't mean that no one's seeing it, no one's connecting with it, okay? We can't see what's behind all of that, all of those views, right? Like sometimes we get like 50 views on our stories and we're like, that's it? Well, you don't know. 50 people is a lot of people. You don't know who that landed with. You don't know who that added value to. Keep showing up. Consistency is king. It's much better than the quantity of it. Okay? Consistency is more important than the quantity. The last thing, or one more thing, make sure that your brand is recognizable. So when people do come back to your profile or interact with you in any way, they know like your brand colors or your face or your handle is you, and they can say, oh, okay, Erica, she's the business coach, and I see her face. Yep, she's on the. Yep, okay, that's her. Just make sure you're recognizable in some way or another. Maybe that's a logo or your name or whatever, but or your colors or the way that you you structure the text in your captions. Make sure that you have a brand, some kind of consistent thing that people can look at and say, yep, that's her. Okay, because if your post gets shared, you want somebody to see it and be like, oh, I think that's Erica's brand, and then go back, oh yeah, okay. So just make sure that you have something that's recognizable. That's really helpful, but it's also not the most important thing. That's why I'm not spending much time with it. Okay. So like I said, we're going to talk about our beliefs and how these things all play into making money and finding our people. So we did talk a little bit about how our message aligns with people out there, right? So if I go out there and I say, Instagram's the only way to build your business. You have to be on Instagram. And then I am not on Instagram myself, then I am not aligned with my message. Also, if I don't truly believe that Instagram is the only way to build your business, then I am not aligned with my message, okay? So all of that, and I don't think Instagram is the only way you can build your business. I think there are so many ways to build your business. Social media is a really awesome tool that we should all take advantage of, but it's not the only thing that we should be paying attention to. The first thing that we need to do in business is make money. And alongside that, we grow our community, right? So the first thing that you need to do is figure out, well, what's the quickest way to make a buck? Okay? Thank you. I have to chat, but this is exactly what I needed today. Of course, Christy. Okay, so make sure that you're feeling super aligned with what you are, your message. Because if you don't truly believe in what you're selling out there, then the people on the other end that are receiving your message are going to feel that. Okay, they're going to know the energy is there. The transaction is there. It's not aligned. So they're going to feel that it's not aligned as well, and they will not buy. Some of you have mentioned imposter syndrome. Here's what I want to say about imposter syndrome. Two things. First of all, and I've said this twice already, but who are you? I'm going to say it a little sassy. Who are you to stop believing in the divine purpose that was given to you for a reason? Okay? I always knew that I was meant to be a coach. I thought it was going to be a soccer coach for years and years and years. And then I got pregnant and married and missed the boat on that. And I was like, well, I'm never going to be a coach. And I figured out a way to be a coach because it's always been in my heart and my soul. And not making money, being a coach, would be against my purpose. Okay? I want to show you how it's possible to build this business empire that you're dreaming of. That's my purpose. And I'm going to create a living and support my family while doing that. And you're going to do the things that you want to do and feel so much passion towards and are obsessed with and have been thinking about for years and make money doing it. So you're not an imposter. That feeling, that urge, that instinct, that was put there on purpose. There, you can't be an imposter if it's your God-given right to do this. Okay? So remember my voice when you start thinking, who the hell am I? You were given this for a reason. You were given this thought, this feeling, this intuition, this instinct. All of these things were given to you for a purpose. Act on them. Act on them. You are not an imposter. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Okay? Maybe you're scared of upping your pricing. Like I said, the more value that you add, the more value that you put out there that you intrinsically have, the more unicorn clients you are going to attract. The people who are like, I don't give a shit about how much I have to pay you. I'm going to pay you because I want to work with you and I want to get the job done. Or I want to pay you for this product because I want this product because I love it and no questions asked. Okay? I promise you, if you start thinking, well, you know, what if people like question my pricing? You're going to manifest that person. I have manifested that person where I'm like, oh, you know, maybe I should just like give her a break. And I gave her a break and then it was a pain in the ass. All the time. The whole time it was a pain in the ass. Stand in your power with your pricing. Your pricing is your pricing. If somebody can't afford you, then it's not the right time for them. Okay? And then we talked a little bit about being embarrassed. A little bit of being embarrassed, or maybe judging ourselves, or having our network or people outside of us, our support system, maybe not being supportive. What I need you to do is find your people. Find your people who are going to lift you up. And if you need me to be your people, I have plenty of ways to be your people, okay?